The day Caesar nearly lost Rome forever. Imagine a world where Rome's empire crumbles before it even truly begins. Where the greatest civilization in history dies in its infancy. Where one man's gamble doesn't just fail, it erases everything. February 10th, 49 BC. One day, one decision, one moment that nearly destroyed Western civilization as we know it. This is the story of the day Julius Caesar almost lost Rome forever. February 49 BC. Rome is burning, not with fire, with fear. The greatest city on earth has become a graveyard of power. The Senate halls echo with whispers of betrayal. The streets flood with panic. Citizens pack their belongings. Senators flee in the night. The Republic's 500 years of glory is tearing itself apart. In the north, beyond the Rubicon River, one man commands an army. Julius Caesar, conqueror of Gaul, hero to the people, enemy to the Senate. And in Rome, another man waits. Pompey the Great, three-time consul, legendary general, the Senate's sword, two titans. One city, one throne that doesn't officially exist, but everyone knows it's there, and only one man can claim it. The Republic is already dead. It just doesn't know it yet. Julius Caesar is 51 years old. He's spent the last 9 years conquering Gaul. 1 million dead, 1 million enslaved, tribes that had never bowed to Rome. Now wear chains. He's sent rivers of gold back to the capital, built roads, temples, monuments. He's made himself a god to the common people. But to the Senate, he's a disease, a populist, a threat. They remember what he did before he left. How he bent the law, how he bought loyalty, how he gave land to veterans, bread to the poor, power to the powerless. The aristocrats hate him because the people love him. And now, after 9 years, the Senate has drawn the line. A decree, an ultimatum: disband your army, return to Rome as a private citizen. Face trial, face ruin, face death. It's not a request, it's a political execution. Caesar reads the message in his camp. His officers watch him, waiting. His legion, the 13th, stands ready. 10,000 men who would march into hell for him. But marching into Rome with weapons, that's treason. That's war. That's the end of everything, or the beginning. Caesar faces an impossible choice. If he disbands his army and returns alone, the Senate will destroy him. Trials, exile, death. His enemies have waited 9 years for this moment. They've sharpened their knives. But if he refuses, if he crosses the Rubicon with his legion, he becomes an enemy of the state, a rebel, a traitor. Every law in Rome forbids what he's considering. No general may bring an army into Italy. It's the Republic's oldest rule, the sacred boundary, the line that protects democracy from dictatorship. And Caesar is about to erase it. January 10th, 49 BC night, the Rubicon River, a small, shallow stream. Caesar stands at the edge. Behind him, his legion. Ahead of him, Rome, destiny, destruction. One or the other. He whispers the words that will echo through history. Alia iacta state. The die is cast. He crosses. But crossing the river is just the beginning. Now comes the real gamble. Caesar has one legion. Pompey has the entire Senate, the Treasury, the legitimacy, and legions of his own scattered across the empire. Rome itself is 250 miles south. Undefended, open, vulnerable, but it's also a trap. Because Pompey is there. Pompey the Great, the man who conquered the East, who crushed pirates, who brought kings to their knees. He's never lost. Caesar knows this. Everyone knows this. The smart move is to wait, build alliances, gather more legions, prepare for a long war. But Caesar doesn't make the smart move. He makes the impossible one. He marches fast, relentless straight toward Rome. Pompey sits in Rome, confident, calm. He's planned for this. Caesar is coming, yes, but with one legion, Pompey has time. He can raise armies, call in reinforcements from Spain, from Greece, from Africa. Rome's walls are ancient, but they're strong. And Caesar, he's a gambler, a politician who got lucky in Gaul. He won't dare assault the capital. He can't. No one would follow him into that madness. Pompey believes this. The Senate believes this. They're wrong. February 1049 BC. Word reaches Rome. Caesar is 7 miles away, not laying siege, not camping, advancing. With full speed, the Senate erupts into chaos. How did he get here so fast? Where is Pompey's army? Who's defending the gates? The answer is no one. Pompey's legions are still mobilizing, still gathering, still weeks away. He miscalculated. He thought he had time. He was wrong. Panic spreads through Rome like plague. Senators grab their wealth, their families, their lives, and they run. Pompey himself, Pompey the Great, flees south, abandoning the capital, abandoning the Republic, saving his own skin. The gates of Rome stand open, empty, waiting, and Caesar walks through them. No battle, no siege, no resistance. Just silence. The eternal city, conquered without a drop of blood. Almost. Caesar enters Rome, but it's a ghost town. The Senate has fled. The aristocrats have vanished. The people remain, but they're terrified. Is this liberation or occupation? Caesar knows he's won the city, but he hasn't won Rome. Not yet. He needs legitimacy, resources, money. He goes to the Senate House, to the Treasury, the Aerarium Saturni, Rome's sacred vault, the wealth of the Republic, guarded by a handful of tribunes. Brave men, foolish men. They stand in his way. You have no authority here, Caesar. This gold belongs to the people of Rome. You are a traitor. Caesar stares at them. He could kill them. His soldiers could cut them down in seconds. But that would make him a tyrant, a monster, everything the Senate says he is. This is the moment everything could collapse. If Caesar uses force here in the heart of the Republic, he loses the people. If the people rise against him, his single legion can't hold Rome. Pompey will return with armies, and Caesar will be crucified as a criminal. The seconds stretch. The tribunes don't move. Caesar's hand rests on his sword, and then he speaks. Not with threats, with law. Twisted, broken, audacious law, but law nonetheless. I am proconsul of Gaul. I command by authority of the people. This treasury will fund the defense of the Republic against those who have abandoned it. He gestures to the empty Senate, to the fled aristocrats, to Pompey's cowardice. The tribunes hesitate. The crowd watches. and Caesar's soldiers step forward, not with swords drawn, just forward. The tribunes break. They step aside. The vault opens. Gold pours into Caesar's hands, and Rome finally, truly falls. Not to an army, to a man. What happened next is history. Caesar chased Pompey across the Mediterranean, Spain, Greece, Egypt. He won every battle, crushed every enemy, became dictator, then god, then corpse, murdered on the Senate floor 5 years later. But that day, February 10th, 49 BC, was the day the Republic truly died. Not with Caesar's assassination, not with Augustus becoming emperor, with the opening of those treasury doors, with the flight of the Senate, with one man deciding that he was Rome, and Rome believing him. The gamble worked barely. If Pompey had stayed, if the tribunes had fought, if the people had risen, Caesar would have fallen. Rome would have survived as a republic. The empire, the Caesars, the Pax Romana, the glory would never have existed. Western civilization as we know it would be unrecognizable. But Pompey fled. The tribunes yielded. The people watched. And one man's audacity rewrote history. February 10th, 49 BC. The day Rome fell without a battle. The day democracy died in silence. The day one gamble changed everything. Caesar crossed a river and drowned a republic. History remembers him as emperor, conqueror, god. But on that day, he was just a man, standing at the edge of oblivion, choosing greatness or death. He chose both, and the world has never been the same. If you love cinematic history stories like this, hit that like button, share this with a fellow history lover, and subscribe for more legendary tales from the past.